Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. Today's video is part 4 of our color along in Hanna Karlzon's Tales from the Forest Kingdom. We are coloring this awesome mushroom village something. I guess it's a mushroom village. I'm going to call it a mushroom village. I think that's what I've been calling it in the titles actually. So last time we did a little bit of pencil work on some things. We did some flowers, and I just realized I have not finished what I said I was going to finish, which were these flowers and these stems. So I will probably do that off camera really quickly, and then I will be right back with you to get started on the next section. Okay, sorry about that false start there. So I've got my stuff colored then that I said I was going to color in. So we're going to start on this side of the page again. I keep saying that I just want to start on this side and work this way, but it's not going to happen. I'm really focusing on elements more than direction. So the next thing I wanted to do was like all of the branches around all the berries. And I just want to do those a nice easy brown. So for that I have walnut brown and burnt umber. Yeah, they're not that different. Maybe I should grab, I think I'm going to grab, yeah. So not walnut brown actually. I'm going to do dark sepia and burnt umber. And again, I'm just going to use the darker color where there would be shadows or darker areas of the branches. And then I'm going to use that, what is this one? Burnt umber. Okay, and then I am going to add in a little bit of a lighter color. Let's grab, we're going to grab raw umber. And I'm going to do that in the center there just to give it a little bit of highlight. So again, and this should go over the Inktense fairly easily. So even if you have spots where the Inktense kind of got out of control, it should still work to get that done. So yeah, I'm going to do that on all of the branches on the flowers and stuff. I might zoom you in just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And then I think I will also use this wood combo for these little poles that are attached to the houses. Yep, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let me zoom in and I will talk to you guys again in a second. Okay, that one is done. Next we are going to do, I'm going to do the center of the flowers down at the bottom here. And that will be, I'm actually going to use the same browns that I just used for all the wood and the branches. Just to kind of bring, I don't know, more brown into it. The only other brown, so we'll have the brown on the branches and stuff, center of these flowers, and then the roof up here. So I'm going to zoom you back in so you can see what I'm doing on the flowers here. Give me just a second. All right, so we're gonna focus on these ones down here in the corner. And I've got those same 3 colors. So I have dark sepia, burnt umber, and raw umber. And I think I'm gonna start with the raw umber first. I'm gonna go ahead and color the whole center of the flower in with that raw umber. And then I think I will use the burnt umber along the edges. And then I extended this area out a little bit more into the center of the flower. And then I think, I'm gonna add a shadow to all the circles with the dark sepia. And then I'm going to use the burnt umber and color those in. Okay, so that's going to be the flowers, the flower center. So I'm going to do another one of those. So that was the raw umber, burnt umber, and don't forget, when you got to get in those little tiny spaces, you can turn your pencil so that you keep that sharp point. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to add in the shadow with the dark sepia. And then go over that with the burnt umber. And that's just a tiny little shadow, and like you can hardly see it, but it creates a little bit of shading in there. Lovely. Okay, let's do one more. And then I think I'll probably just do the rest off camera because that's not a super hard thing to do. And it'll probably be really boring for you guys to have to sit and watch that. So I'm just going to get this last little flower here. Okay. And that's what the rest of the flowers were going to look like there. I haven't decided if I'm going to enhance the petals. Let me take a look at my sheets here to see if maybe I do have this lovely color. This is Sanguine, maybe. I don't know. It's 188. And I think this one might be a good color to add a little bit of shading in here, but I'm not going to add a ton. So it's just going to be like around the base of the flower and then where the petals extend and stuff, and like anywhere where they overlap. So where petals overlap each other, where there's these like ripples in the flowers, and then towards the center as well. Yeah, I think that's probably all I'll do. I'm not going to add in any other colors in there, I don't think. All right, I'm going to do this whole flower so you can kind of see. Hopefully my hand's not in the way. You can kind of see what I mean as far as the shading. So here we've got several things that overlap, so we're going to go ahead and add in the darker areas there. Okay. Yeah, this color is really close to the color that we already had on the flower, so it just creates a little bit of definition, and that's about it. That's all we need. Okay. right, I like the way those look. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these flowers done, add a little bit of shading with my pencil to the petals and do the centers. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that all off camera so that we can move on to the next thing. But that will be a little bit of kind of homework where maybe you need to pause the video and get your own petals done there. Just want to finish this this little flower right here. Okay, yep. So I'm gonna go off camera and finish the rest of those flowers and the centers of them as well, and I will be back with you guys momentarily. All right, so I've got all the flowers done around the edges. Now we need to probably start working on some of the details. So I think maybe we'll do this cute little frog up here. So I need to grab some colors for him. And I don't want to do too much shading. I just want to add, I think, a little bit of, just a little darker. So I might go with this permanent olive green if I can find that one. And then I'll grab that chromium. Okay, so I've got permanent green olive and chrome oxide green. And those are just going to be just a couple little, just to shade a little bit. So I'm going to start with the permanent green olive. And where things would definitely be darker, I'm just going to add in the shading. I don't really know how to color frogs. When I color them in other books and stuff, I typically will use reference photos, but this guy's just going to get a little bit of, he's going to be all green. He's going to get a little bit of shading, and then that's about it. I'm not going to go super into detail on him. All right, I'm going to add in that darker color where it would be super dark. Okay, I am going to add a little bit of a shadow on his toes just to kind of give the hint that they're nice and round. All right, and so this is basically what I'm going to do for the next little bit. I will probably go ahead and speed this up so that you guys can watch this. I might zoom you in a little bit too, because I feel like maybe you can't exactly see what I'm doing, but yeah, I don't want to go through and cover up everything that we did with the Inktense. So I'm trying not to go too detailed with my shading and stuff. So, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up a little, and I will talk to you guys again in a second. Okay, I am going to add in some of this earth green yellowish too, but I'm just going to very lightly shade out from where I had put the shadow colors in before. I don't want to add a ton, I just want to add a little bit so that it's not such a harsh line on some of these places where I added the shadow. Still using a lot of the color that I had put down from the the ink tints there. Okay, get this side. Okay. What color should his spots be? I don't know which color to make them, actually. Okay. I feel like I'm not doing this justice right now. I want to make sure that he looks pretty good. Also, I don't want to have crazy lines all over him. All right, how does that? What do we think of that? That looks okay, right? Okay. So now let's do his spots. Do red spots. We could do brown spots. We could do black spots. But I think I want to use this, however you say this number 263 that we used earlier on these flowers up here. I'm going to use that for his spot color. It's kind of like a purplish, brownish color. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Okay. And then his eyes, we need to figure out. If I'm remembering correctly, frog eyes tend to be like browns and yellows. Is that right? Am I crazy at this point? I might be a little crazy. Let me see if I can find the colors that I want here. All right, so we're going to attempt to do the eyes with the light yellow glaze, the olive green yellowish, and the, whatever this one is, burnt umber. So I'm going to start with the burnt umber. And I think what I want to do is I want the darker color to be inside of the eyeballs here. And then I'm going to use this brownish green color to extend that. And then this lemon light yellow glaze to finish off the eye there. All right, I'm going to do another layer of each of those colors. Okay. All right, and then this light lemon one more time. That's really, I'm going to go back over this with the, what is this one? The olive green yellowish, just to tone it down a little. Okay, and then I've got some black here. I'm going to add that in the corner just to darken this up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to color the pupil in with the black. And we're going to color his little mouth in here with black. And his nostrils. I think he looks okay. All right, let me add in a little bit of white Posca to those circles on his eyes. All right, he looks cute. I like him. Maybe we should do some, let's do something with his necklace and his crown. I think that I would like to do that crown in like reds. Well, not the crown, but the jewels of the crown. So I've got this middle cadmium red, which is a color we've used earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and just get the gemstone here colored in. And then I use a bit of this white. I've got my Prisma white here. All right, that'll work. And then I'm also going to add in some red baubles or whatever these would be. Okay, and then I'm going to color those in with cinnamon. Add some cinnamon to that too. Let me do that a little bit darker. Okay, now we got to get a nice gold color. So I'm going to grab a couple of the browns that I used earlier. So I've got this raw umber and burnt umber, and I have a cream. And then I need like a yellow or an ochre color. Let's try this one. We're just going to go light yellow ochre. Okay, so I'm going to start with this light yellow ochre color, I think. And I'm going to do just a very light layer of that over everything. And then I'm going to use the raw umber. And anywhere where there would be shadows cast, I'm going to put that on there. And we want to make sure that you leave space for highlights with the gold. That's always a good thing to remember. And I'm just adding in little bits and pieces here. Okay. And it seems to me that because of the way that this crown is, that the center part would be the part that is kind of nice and shiny. So I'm going to have these darker colors towards the edges and at the bottom here, and then underneath the gem too. Okay, let's see how we like that. I'm going to go back in with the yellow ochre. Okay, let's add in just a little bit of this burnt umber. I'm going to do a little bit at the bottom. I think I need to sharpen my pencil. Hang on a second. Okay, so yeah, so we've got this burnt umber, and I'm just adding a little bit of darkness into a couple of spots. So like along the base, up the sides just a little bit, and you'll notice that I'm not going right along the edge of that black line. I'm leaving a little bit of a gap. And that just kind of creates, I don't know why I do that. Maybe somebody else did that and I've just kind of picked it up, but it helps to create that, the look of this item being 3D more than just a flat picture. Okay, let's outline these little gem dudes. Okay, I'm gonna do light layer now with the cream. I'm gonna blend everything together a little bit with the sky. Yeah, that looks good. All right, I'm going to use the same colors on the necklace as well. Mr. Frog is done. I think that's really cute. Yeah, I like him. I will probably use that same gold combo for any other places where I feel like I want some gold stuff. Let's maybe work on this little part of this pipe that's coming out. And I don't know if I should do that like golds or silvers. Let's do it silver. I feel more comfortable doing it that way. So we are going to use the colors that I have already. I have a couple of warm grays. I have warm gray 5, warm gray 3, and I'm also going to grab warm gray 6 just to make sure that we have everything covered. I'm going to start with my darkest and just fill in anywhere where there's going to be a shadow. Oh, I think that back there was probably see-through. Oops. And we're also going to kind of outline where they've put in the edge lines, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay. And now we're going to go out from there with the 5. All right, and then let's go over all of that with the 3. I'm going to leave a little bit of a white area along the edges. Try to create a highlight of sorts there. All right, and I'm going to grab my white Prisma and just add that white right over top. Just in the areas where I think the highlights would be most where they're going to be brightest. I'm going to add in a little bit more of the warm gray 5. Okay, that's done. I do want to take care of the inside of that really quick. So we need like a turquoisey color. Let's try this one. No, let's do this one. So this one is cobalt green. I'm just going to very lightly color in there. Yeah, look at that. Almost perfect match. Okay. Let me see where we're at on time. And then I will be right back with you and see if we're going to do something else. Okay, we do have time for just a couple more little things. And I'm going to do these 2 flowers here. So the stamen that are coming out, I think I'm going to do these with like a green and yellow color. So I'm going to color that in yellow first. This is the light yellow glaze that we used earlier. And then I'm going to add the green in, and this is the earth green yellowish. So that's going to go right over the top of that. Just like that. And get this one done down here really quick. I probably could change that up, but that's okay. And then I'm going to use the reds that we used on the mushrooms on the other page. So I've got, again, this is middle cadmium red, deep red, and light cadmium red. And I'm going to do, mostly the deep red. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the whole, almost all the way to the edge with the deep red. Okay, and then we'll use this middle cadmium red at the base of the flowers. And anywhere where shadows are created again. And then the light cadmium red is going to be at the tips. Okay, and then over all of that again with the deep red. So we have a nice red flower here. Okay, so I'm going to finish up these two flowers and I will go ahead and record that so you guys can watch it and speed it up, and I will talk to you again here in a second. All right, so here's where we're at. We got a little bit more done today. Pencil work is going to take a little bit longer, so we're just going to keep going, keep trying to get through this page. I like the way that it's looking. It's very, very fall. Lots of reds and yellows, but still kind of, I don't know, fun and not, dull and boring or anything. So anyway, I'm pretty pleased with what we did today. And next time, I think that I will focus on the bottoms of the mushrooms and maybe all of these little things here. And then the last video, hopefully, will just be like this section right here. So I think we're almost done. We're getting really close. I might even be able to combine that into two. Probably not, but just maybe. Maybe. Okay, so that is it for today. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are coloring along with me, please let me know in the description or in the comments below, or send me a message. You can send me an email. You can send me a message on Instagram. Any of those. I would love to see. So yeah, so that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching today. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.